Okay, so I have two things. One, we currently have a pretty hefty warrant out for someone that helped an inmate from Bolingbrook escape
Yeah.
and tampered with the DNA on her MDT profile to conceal her. DOJ is offering us no support in terms of,
Who?
like bounties, like the DOJ.
Okay.
They're offering no support in terms of bounties like they do for murderers, but I think something like
Why?
this, not well, I don't know. They just haven't set one, and I was hoping because I'm very swamped with cases and I barely have the time to organize anything. I was hoping maybe the mayor's office could offer maybe just a small little bounty on her capture to ensure she gets caught for tampering with the DNA on the profile, helping a lifer escape, which resulted in a lifer's death. I don't know if that's something the mayor's office would be interested in. But I figured I'd bring it up.
Yeah, I don't mind offering a bounty.
Okay. Okay, maybe we can discuss that one
Okay.
fully sometime.
Yeah,
and
sure.
then I was wondering, when I look at charges, give me one moment, Carmen. If I look at the charges, we have a thing called unauthorized transaction of medical equipment, which is like, if any citizen gets found with like medical equipment that comes back to a doctor that hasn't been reported stolen, they're automatically guilty, right? Yesterday we raided a property and we found a DOC member's firearm that had never been reported stolen. He quit his job and everything. I was just wondering about introducing similar legislation because the unauthorized transaction of medical equipment thing comes from the OOPS legislation. I was wondering if it was possible to introduce similar legislation, but for all government employees. So unauthorized transaction of government equipment for any kind of equipment that government employees may have that they give out to criminals and don't report as stolen. Because we have an old ex-DOC guard that is storing a gun in someone else's property, and it's just kind of crazy to me because it's a government-issued firearm.
Run that back. So, like, what is it that you want to do with it?
Write legislation to introduce the charge unauthorized transaction of government equipment. Basically, identical unauthorized transaction of medical equipment, which is a charge we currently have for doctors giving equipment.
Okay.
And not reporting as stolen. I want that for all government employees because we found a DOC firearm inside a property the other day that was never reported stolen. And that we know that DOC officer who owned that gun in the past before he quit his job was seen going in and out of.
Do you want to change it?
No, I want to add a charge. Because if doctors are getting punished for handing out equipment, I think other government employees, specifically cops and DOC, should be punished the same.
I agree. You want to change the penal code charge, right?
Not change the penal code charge. So the charge unauthorized transaction of medical equipment comes from the OOPS legislation. I was just wondering if it was possible to introduce similar legislation for other because like, if I'm a government employee, technically there's nothing that stops me from buying a firearm and gifting it to a criminal. There's no crime I'd be committing with that. The criminal would be committing a crime by possessing the firearm, but I personally would not really be committing a crime. Because I'm sure you can't name one charge that I'd be committing.
I don't know what she's saying. I need you to, like, repeat all of it more condensed because I'm not following along very well for some reason.
Okay. I doctor by IFAC. I doctor give IFAC to criminal. Criminal is guilty of possession government issued equipment. I doctor do not report stolen. IFAC. I doctor am guilty unauthorized transaction of medical equipment. Yes?
Maybe. What is the charge?
Yes.
what is the charge you're talking about?
So the charge that currently exists is unauthorized transaction of medical equipment. But if I, as a cop, buy an M4 and without exchange of money, give it to a criminal, I'm technically not guilty of a crime as the officer. The person that holds the firearm is guilty of the possession, but I, as an officer, am not guilty of a crime.
Why wouldn't you?
Because there's no charge. But because there's no charge. If a doctor does the same with their medical equipment, they are guilty of unauthorized transaction of medical equipment. But that same thing does not exist for all other government employees, like cops, DOC, handing out firearms and whatever. That does not exist. I want it to exist.
All right, so unauthorized transaction of medical equipment. It is illegal for a citizen to enter as to exchange, transact medical equipment to another citizen, whether it be for free or okay.
So there's multiple cases up on the docket right now. One against Stu Ramsey, one against Jason Letson, where their medical equipment was found on civilians or criminals, I guess, and was not reported stolen. By the fact that it was not reported stolen, they are automatically guilty. There's no defense against this. There's zero defense against this. They are automatically guilty of this charge. But this does not exist. This does not exist for police officers and DOC for handing out firearms. If I, as a cop, buy an M4 and give it to someone, I have committed no crime other than corruption, which is not really a crime. I'll lose my job, sure, but I'm not guilty of a crime.
It would be, I think it would fall under, hold on. Because we had to deal with this before with the helicopter repair kits and stuff. It is...
Yeah.
Give me a second. It is... Where is it? It is embezzlement.
Embezzlement, but I'm using my own funds. Isn't embezzlement about government issued funds that I use for something outside of duties?
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of, because you're purchasing things subsidized for police use. It would be a mix of, like, embezzlement would be one of them. So it's going to be a number of things. So embezzlement is the fraudulent appropriation of finances and or assets by an employee or a business. This includes the use of assets or for unofficial personal or criminal and found guilty as charged. Also, like, you would get charged with the same, like, if you sold an M4, you would get the transaction of a firearm, right? Criminal transaction of a firearm class 2, right?
Fact checking. Well, that would constitute
you good?
A sale.
Yeah, I'm good. You good?
Or a purchase.
How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
You fucking dumb, bruh? The fuck was that?
The fuck was what?
You fucking hit me, bruh.
No,
God
I hit.
Damn it, bruh.
I didn't hit you. We got like, holy fuck, there's a lot of Noxes. Jesus Christ.
So many.
Yeah, more than usual. Yeah, so being a government employee doesn't, like, prevent you from getting charged with other things.
No, 100%. But here's what I'm saying. For a criminal transaction of a firearm, whether that's class 1, class 2, class 3,
Yeah.
I need to be able to prove the sale or the purchase of a class 2 firearm. If you look at the unauthorized transaction of medical equipment charge, all I need to prove is that the medical equipment was not reported stolen, right? That means I don't have to, because I can buy an M4 and give it to a gang I'm close with without selling it to them, and then therefore I would not be guilty of criminal sale because I didn't sell it to them. I just gave it to them.
Yeah, but it's criminal transaction.
Not really, because it wasn't a sale, right? I didn't receive anything. I didn't receive anything in exchange.
That's still a transaction.
Well, it is a transaction, but based on the letter of the law, it has to be a sale or a purchase, and a sale and a purchase cannot happen without monetary exchange or item exchange.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'm like fixing my vehicle. All right.
So, there's a charge that
Yeah,
exists
but
for
it
doctors
says-
to give up.
Oh, that's different than transaction of drugs.
Yeah, so for doctors it exists. All of that needs to exist is they didn't report it stolen, but it doesn't exist for cops and DOC. And we just yesterday found a DOC officer's gun in a property that we know he has access to. So we know he didn't sell it, but he's giving access to other people to it, and there's nothing I can charge him for. And I think cops need to be punished for not doing their fucking job and reporting their shit fucking shit. Well, not really that. I just think if cops are being fucking corrupt and handing out guns to people, I need to be able to charge them, no?
I mean, I don't know. I agree. So what I would do is Carmine called me about something very similar. Oddly enough, not exactly the same, different, but in the same area. I would recommend expanding the weapon legislation and having a section for police.
Okay.
Yep.
Makes sense.
That's the best way to kind of go about it.
That makes sense. I'll have a chat with Carmen to figure that out. And then just to get back on the Ursula warrant, how much would the mayor's office be able to provide as a bounty for a capture by PD? If we need time to figure that out, that is fine too.
Wait, one sec. I don't know, like 100,000.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Can I put that down, like for sure, 100%?
Yeah, 100,000.
I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor.
Yep, no worries. I wish I could be more helpful, but like, pretty much these areas just got to get like expanded out in legislation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know.
I got you. I was just trying to put like I spoke to someone, I asked how could I get that introduced, and
Like it should be like the like describing out like in plain language. This is a government gun. You know, police equipment is da 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 da. Sale of it is prohibited. You know, and that includes like the exchange of da 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 da.
Yeah, that makes sense. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yep, absolutely, anytime. All right.
Let me know if you need anything.
Will do. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, it's time to pull it over, okay?
Okay. Okay, so